Welcome back to Sorry We're Booked. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Lainey. And today we have another really fun episode. Would you rather?
Book edition. Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
We tapped into our lovely friend ChatGPT to come up with some fun questions of Would you rather book edition. So we have not looked at these questions prior, so we haven't gotten to discuss
Going in blind.
Going in blind. So hopefully ChatGPT came on through because who knows. You know how AI is.
Mixed bag of marbles sometimes.
Yeah. Some of these I don't even know. So, all right, let's start off with the we already did currently reading, right?
Yeah.
What we're currently reading?
I will say I just got Heartless Hunter came in on Libby, so I'll be starting that soon.
I'm so excited for you. The Crimson Moth series is so good. It's so funny because in, what is it? The UK, it's called The Crimson Moth.
I think so.
But here it's called The Heartless Hunter. Because the second one's about to come out. Or did come out. I don't know. That's on my TBR list. So I am pumped for that one. And then I'm just waiting on the whatever Book of the Zodiac Academy should be up next at this point.
I truly don't know what it's about. I only put it on my Libby because you recommended it.
It's good.
And I was like, well, if Jessica likes it, then I'm going to like it. So
hopefully, I don't know. Based on some previous books. No, this one's really cute. I remember being, going in blind to that one. So That one's good. Okay, we're going to start off with first question. Would you rather only be able to read your favorite book over and over or never be able to reread any book ever again? I know. You're just going to Quartermus in Fury.
I know. That's literally what's flashing through my mind right now. Because I've reread that 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say, now that I have lived a life where I've already reread it 3 times, I'm going to have to say never be able to reread a book.
Yep.
Because you can't just as much as you love a book, right? You got to experience other worlds.
The rest of your life. Ooh.
That'd be tough.
You almost wouldn't love it anymore at that point. You're like, I know it. Yeah, I'm same. I mean, because at the end of the day, I think my husband asked me this question the other day. Would you rather read one really good book a year or 50 mediocre ones? And to me, that's in the same vein. Wow. But I don't know. But that one's different because you get a little bit more.
Right.
So for me, I would much rather never be able to reread any book again because 9 times out of 10, if I'm being honest, I already don't remember the book as soon as I'm done with it. So that's nothing new to me.
Yeah.
But that leads me to that next question, though. Would you rather only read one really good book a year or 50 mediocre ones?
A Quartermus in Fury good?
Yeah.
Like earth-shattering, life-changing?
But you get to read all year.
And then mediocre is just 3 to 3.5 stars?
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Read? Yeah. Or usually, I know.
I'm going to have to say 50 mediocre books. As much as that pains me to say, maybe I can alternate years.
Right.
one year of mediocre, then one really good year.
Yeah.
We're just readers.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a world where we're not consuming literature.
Exactly. That's what I said. I'm like, I cannot imagine a world where I can only read one book a year. Even though I've had a couple years in my life where I didn't really read all that much.
Right.
I still, one a year?
Yeah.
I mean, it might be the best things on earth, but one a year?
Yeah.
Oh, that just sounds so boring. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't do that. Okay. Oh, this one's hard. Would you rather only read books with cliffhanger endings or books that spoil the ending in the first chapter?
Cliffhangers.
Oh, man.
Cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
What if they never were finished? What if they never wrapped up? That's not a question, but okay. Because
that changes it.
I know, because
then you're just unsatisfied.
Right. Because to me, that's where that book leads me. Because why would you want to read a book that spoils it in the beginning? But if every book we read that's had a cliffhanger never finished.
Right.
I don't know.
Dang. Okay, so does it spoil it in the beginning, but you don't know it's a spoil until the end?
Ooh.
It's just a dropped hint that you figure out at the end?
That could be good. Yeah.
Because I could see that. But if it's a spoiler where it's okay, now we know what the entire book's going to be about, I don't know.
What if it's okay, I feel like this changes things. There's been books before and movies where they've been it doesn't end well. And then you kind of forget halfway through because the book is so good. Yeah. That I could see.
It's like the movies where it freeze frames.
Yes.
Now you're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. And then it
rewind. You're it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could do something like that.
I could too, because if I can suspend reality or kind of forget about it, although if they were all sad, I wouldn't do it. But I don't know. There's something about cliffhangers that like that constant left on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But also at the same time, closure. Like they're fun, you know?
They are.
Like when you don't know what actually happened, or you get
True.
to kind of come up with your own ending.
That's true. What bothers me though is books that it was like so slow and boring the whole book, and then the last chapter is like a huge suspenseful
Just
cliffhanger.
shock.
I'm like, well, that I don't know.
I think that's cheap.
I like closure. I just like closure, but I don't like closure at the beginning of a book.
That's a good question, though.
Oh, I already know your answer to this one. I feel like, okay, would you rather have to read only books with slow burns or only books with insta love?
Oh, a slow burn.
Yeah, slow burn,
Slow
baby.
burn. You can't beat it.
It just can't be too slow.
Yes.
There's been some books where I'm like, can we get to
Just
the
hold
point?
hands, please.
Something.
Touch fingers,
Let your
please.
hands,
Graze. At least the Mr. Darcy where the pinky flexes.
So funny you said that, because last night I did not feel like working out, and I love it. Peloton now has like you can watch Netflix movies.
No way.
And Pride and Prejudice is back on
No
Netflix.
way.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I got 30 minutes on my bike just watching it, and I got to the hand flex scene and I'm like, it's amazing.
I love that
It's
for
the
you.
best. It's the best way to work
And then you
out.
just keep-
Yeah,
you just keep going.
Oh, and then I love the soundtrack because it's
Oh,
you know,
it's so good.
and so they have like an upbeat song. So I'm like hard pedaling and going harder, and then it's slow hand grazing, and you're like, oh. Anyways, that just reminded me of that. But yeah, slow burn. 100%.
Slow burn.
I hate insta love because, and maybe this is a cynic in me. I've never experienced insta love. Like, I mean, insta lust is a different thing.
Right.
When you are attracted to someone right out the get go, that's different. Insta love to me, I don't know, because to me, love goes hand in hand with trust, and that's not something you have explicitly.
Yeah.
Implicit.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Slow burn to me, I think a lot of the books that I have rated low is because I didn't feel like there was enough of a buildup in a relationship for them to be as obsessed as they were.
Right.
I don't know.
Makes sense. And we love a good yearn.
Yeah, I love a good year. I love that. I love a good chemistry, good banter.
Yep.
You can't have banter and insta love.
Nope.
Okay. Ooh. Again, I know this one. Well, yeah. Would you? Sorry, I'm like trying to guess your answer for
You
you.
just having a conversation over there with yourself.
Yeah. No. What's different? Okay. Would you rather be stuck in a dystopian novel or a horror novel?
Oh my gosh. Who wants to live in a horror novel?
I don't know.
Katie Hare, that's who. I'm calling you out, girl. You and your horror movies and thrillers and all the crime junkie stuff. No, dystopian.
Yeah,
all the
dystopian.
way. In fact, I would live in a dystopian world rather than this world. 9 times out of 10. If I still had Michael and all my same friends and same family, but we were just in a dystopian world. You betcha.
Like a Hunger Games?
Well, no.
I'm trying to think. Like a Divergent?
Wing. Like Fourth Wing. I would totally be a healer in Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
Would you not? Harry Potter, get out. You wouldn't live in Harry Potter's world.
I don't know if I consider that dystopian. I don't know. Like for me, I think of almost like post-apocalyptic, and I'm like, oh, that is a horror novel to me. Just take me out. I don't know.
I guess I have a skewed version of dystopian. Maybe I'm getting it confused with fantasy.
Oh,
Dystopian, are we thinking like Divergent?
I think of Divergent. I think of like
Hunger Games.
I think of like almost like the end of a world happened, or the end of a civilization happened, or the end of a generation.
Okay.
And you're like, I mean, because I don't know. I guess dystopian could also be futuristic too.
Right.
I don't know. I just think of, and maybe I'm misunderstanding the definition, but I guess I just think of the end of a reality that we know and the start of something totally suspended. So yeah, I think of Hunger Games and there being a 13th district, and I think of Divergent. There's a war.
I'd still pick that over.
Yeah,
horror.
I would too. I'd have a chance at least. A horror novel, I'm the girl who looks back or hears a noise and opens a closet, and you're like, you're the one that you're yelling at the TV of like, don't check under the bed. I'm like, I'm just gonna check under the bed. It's fine. You know, and I always think I'm not that person, and then I'm home alone with my kids and I hear a noise and I'm like, I should go check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same here, girl.
If I was on the Truman Show, people would be yelling at me half the time. Like, what are you doing? I don't know if I like this. Okay. Would you rather have a book's plot? That's plot, not the ending. Would you rather have a book's plot spoiled for you every time or never know what a book is about before reading it? So would you rather read the plot or go in blind?
So like a Goodreads summary?
That's what I think of. Because a plot, you don't know how it ends.
Right.
So would you rather only read books that you
know
the plot?
What's going to happen?
Yeah. So would you rather only read
probably
Goodreads?
that.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of going in blind.
I don't go into blind very often, to be honest. Though truly the only ones that I go in blind are the ones that you recommend. Oh. Yeah. So you're... Thanks. I'll give you your medal now.
I will. The only time I go in blind is if the cover is really pretty. I'm like
I can
picture
see that.
Blackboard.
I can see that.
Totally blind.
Yep.
Or like if I forget how the first book went and I'm reading the second and third, I'm like, this is practically blind for me.
Who are these characters?
Who is she? Oh, she's the main character? Whoops. Don't remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as like major things weren't spoiled.
Right.
Probably that.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to go in blind. I think you know this too. Okay. Would you rather only read books with unreliable narrators or books with multiple POVs that contradict each other?
Ooh.
That's a hard one.
Oh,
because it's both unreliable.
I know. Like, it's just a different version of here's what I'll say. The thing with unreliable narrators, and I referenced it in the last podcast episode, the thing I don't like about them is that they're 9 times out of 10 an alcoholic, or they're on drugs, or they got in a accident and they have amnesia or some sort of mental disorder. So I don't like that they're unreliable because of something like that. That always kind of irks me. So I'm going to have to say contradicting
multiple POVs.
Multiple point of views.
I like that too, because 9 times out of 10 for me, that's a whodunit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you kind of figure it out. It's a puzzle.
I think we talked about this in the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hugo.
I was about to say that. Of
Evelyn Hardcastle.
I know.
They're all the same. EH. That one was so good. Yeah. I was like, ooh,
who's lying?
Who's lying?
Who's
I think
telling
of like
the
Knives
truth.
Out and I think of anything Agatha Christie. So yeah, I'd much rather do multiple POVs. There's been very few unreliable narrator books I've actually really liked. I think of
I just think of like The Woman in the Window.
Yeah.
Or
would you consider Verity unreliable narrator?
Ooh. With the ending?
Yeah, I feel like I've said it's an unreliable narrator.
I could see that
because you just don't know it's true.
You just don't know
when you don't know it's true.
Because there's a very hard line between the people who think that the letters are true and the letters are not true.
That's what I'm saying. I think whenever you have it's unreliable. I don't know who to believe.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I know. Yeah. I don't like this one. Would you rather every book you read have a tragic ending or an open ending with no closure?
That's like your 2 worst nightmares right there.
Both of them make me itch a little. Like I get a little itchy. Like,
probably open ending. Just because I feel like if you're just reading a tragic ending after tragic ending, then it's just going to get depressing.
I'm only reading one a year. I'm like, nope, not gonna. Do I feel like hurting myself today? Yeah, no, I'm not going to read tragic endings. I've read some really good books with tragic endings, and those are the books that tend to like haunt me.
They just stick with you.
Yeah. I don't do well with that. Like, I think of like again, sorry if I'm spoiling this for you. I mean, the movie's been out for like a decade. Atonement. Have you ever seen?
Yep.
That's just tragic.
Yep.
That's just tragic. Like that breaks my heart because that was such a good movie book. Oh, I can't.
Just rips it out.
I can't do it. Would you Chat GBT, come on. Okay. Would you rather only be able to read books in physical form but never annotate them, or only read ebooks but be able to highlight and take notes?
I don't annotate.
I know.
To begin
I was
with.
like, I don't know if that's a good. There are people out there though that are
that is all they do, and I'm like, what are you highlighting?
Yeah.
What are we? Am I missing something?
I very rarely.
I feel like a very unintelligent reader sometimes when I see people annotating, and I'm like, are you just underlining that he said that he loved her? I'm confused.
I think of like all the flags too, and if you're one of those flaggers, hey.
I
Good
love
on
that
you,
for
mate.
you.
I like following your Instagram.
It's beautiful.
That's not what I am about. Because
I'm
also,
just
I'm
like-
not trying to slow down either. I'm like, that takes too much time.
Yeah.
I got too many books to read. It's also, and here, I picked the same. I'd rather be able to have a physical and never highlight. Because it's actually a pet peeve of mine. I don't like...
Touching your books?
I don't like, no.
Ooh.
I don't, yeah, I know. It's a weird one for me. I like my books as pristine as possible, which is weird. So that's why I'm an ebook person, because I don't like bent book pages.
You don't like the dog tag?
No. Oh, that is my pet peeve. I do not like a page getting bended. Oh no. Why would you do that? Just get a bookmark. Get a bookmark. Anything. A receipt, a paperclip, anything. Don't dog ear it. Are you a dog earer?
Yeah.
Ouch.
I know.
That hurts.
I'll walk out now.
That physically...
I'm so sorry.
does
I
something
just
to
grew
me.
up. My mom. I just remember growing up because she's a huge reader, and this is where I derive my love for reading. But I just remember like back before. Sorry, TMI. You go to the bathroom. You don't have phones back in the day, so she would just have stacks of books in the bathrooms, and there would be toilet paper like in between the pages as bookmarks, and there'd be dog tags and all the things. Yeah. So I was growing up with you love your books by reading them and yeah.
No, I don't. I loved going to the book fair and picking out bookmarks because I was like, oh, this one's fun, and I'd stick it in like, oh no, because the reason it became such a pet peeve is, well, one, I lived in the library, and so you get a library book and the pages are like torn and worn, and you're like, why? And then what gets me is if you fold it enough times, the paper starts to rip, and I'm like, nothing hurts me more than a book being ripped. Again, I know it's a sign of a well-read book. That's why I
break my spines. I do it all. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I do have a couple books like that, but 9 times out of 10, that's why I'm a digital person. I don't know. I just like, because I also hate like when they get dirty too, and I drop food on it. Oh, I just can't. Okay. So we know how that goes. Let's see. Okay. Would you rather live in the setting of your favorite book, but as a side character? Or in the setting of your least favorite book as the main character?
Listen, if I can go to Valeris just as a townsperson, sign me up. I'm there. I don't even have to be Feyre. I'll see them do their fireworks show up above.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason. So we did the couples, a newlywed game, and I asked him the question, does he think I would survive in a fantasy novel? And I wrote, and I said, why or why not? And I wrote, no, absolutely not for any reason. Trip on a log, dies. I don't know. And he wrote, yes, just not as the main character, or yes, as a side character. I was like, thanks, love. He's like, no, I'm saying you'd make it. You just wouldn't be, you'd be a nobody. I'm like, jeez. Ouch. He goes, no. You just hear that 18-wheeler backing up.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I don't think he'd survive. And I was like, I wouldn't. So, oh, heck yeah. If I could be in Harry Potter world as like a Ravenclaw in the background,
you go.
Sign me up. I do not need to be in the background.
Yeah, I really don't want to be the hero. Like, I just want to be happy.
I don't even want to be the main character
and
of my own
content.
life.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but just too much responsibility.
It's true, though.
Yeah,
we escape for a reason.
I would love to be in here. Y'all already know I could if I could live in Harry Potter world as freaking Dobby, I would. Dobby. I don't know. That's terrible. Okay. Oh, this one's good. I like this one. Would you rather all your favorite books be adapted into terrible movies or never be adapted at all?
Oh, never be. Don't touch perfection. Can you imagine if they do ACOTAR and it's just butchered?
I can, because I feel like that's what they were going to do. I feel like it was.
it.
I agree, because they're remaking Harry Potter, and I'm very adamantly against that. I'm like,
hate that.
You touch perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that, because also part of the reason I love reading is because I can't picture it. I'm okay with that. Like, I don't know.
Because remind me, when you read, you don't picture.
I can't picture it. I can't. I have to literally.
You have to concentrate it, right?
And I've ruined many of books because I'm so obsessed with understanding what it looks like that I've Googled it, and then it's ruined. Like,
and it's like,
I
no,
ruined
what
A
you
Court
were...
of Mist of Fury for myself, which heartbreaking. But I did, because I was like, what is Valeria, or what does this look like? And I pulled it up, and it's like, it just ruins everything. So that's what I remember before my husband did it. I was like, if you have a question about a character, let me Google it for you.
Yes.
Because I don't want you to ruin it for yourself.
Oftentimes, I feel like there are very few, and we've talked about this before, but there are very few movies that have done it right.
Yeah.
And oftentimes they just, I mean, Hunger Games, perfection. Harry Potter, perfection.
Yep.
But there's a lot that are just like, man, that just was not good.
I agree. I also think it's kind of when it's done as well.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like you got to strike when the iron's hot and it's fresh. So like Harry Potter came out, they were filming while the books were being written. To redo it 20 years later, I'm like, you're trying to touch a whole other fandom. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. Let's see. I feel like this one speaks more to what kind of reader you are. Not necessarily a good question. Would you rather only read books under 300 pages or books over 600 pages? It's a lot of pages.
I know. I was about to say under 300. Does that make me lazy?
It's kind of small though.
I know. That's like 290 pages. That's
so
a lot.
Short. I'm trying. I feel like that would be easier if I knew how long the Audible was. Like
in hours. That makes sense.
Okay. Would you rather only read books that are under 5 hours of audio or books that are
over 10? Over 10.
Yeah. It'd have to be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, when it comes to books, I don't know.
It just depends on how it's holding your attention.
Yeah.
If it's a well grasping, plot with 600 pages,
right?
Absolutely, sign me
Count
up.
of Monte Cristo, not so much.
Yeah,
that's what I'm really trying to weigh that because I really do want to get into Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
But I look at my husband's audios and they're 40 to 52 hours.
Jeez.
And I'm like, oh, it's got to really captivate me because that's a lot. That's a lot of time I'm dedicating to this. That's a whole other life lived. So I don't know. It depends. I feel like, again, I'm also though sometimes gravitate towards consumerism to where I don't know. I think I might choose the under 300.
And it does make you feel a little bit better that you're just cranking out books.
My Goodreads goal is getting a lot better. They're like, hey. Okay. Would you... this one's hard. Would you rather be best friends with your favorite protagonist or have dinner with your favorite author?
You can answer first. I gotta think on that.
I mean, I don't know. Do I get to be besties with Rysand? Because I don't know. I don't know. No. Okay, I'm trying to think. Who could I be best friends with the protagonist or dinner with my favorite author? Oh, I think I'd pick best friends with the protagonist because that's never ending.
Yeah.
A dinner with a favorite author. What if it's an awkward dinner?
Yeah, and it's only 2 hours at most.
Like, I think I'd rather be my
best
favorite.
friends.
Yeah, besties with my favorite protagonist. I don't know who that is.
I don't know either. I would have to think about that, but I think I would choose the same.
Yeah, even if it was one like Elizabeth Bennet, I could be besties with her over a dinner with Jane Austen. Mm-hmm. While that would be cool, I would have Elizabeth Bennet for forever.
And you almost get a piece of the author. Found the loophole.
There you go. That was some next level. Let's see. Oh, I already know this one. This is easy. Come on, chat GBT. Okay, would you rather every book you read have a love triangle or every book you read have an unreliable narrator?
Oh, love triangle.
Yeah, come on.
Love a good love
I eat that up.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Is that even a question? Yep. Let's see. Oh, I don't like these either. Come on, chat. Would you rather only read standalone books or only read series but never finish the final book?
It's just standalone.
Yeah, come on. I like a good ending. Would you rather only read books from before 2000 or only read books published after 2020?
Ooh.
It's a very distinct year, 2020.
I'm gonna have to say after 2020 because then you get every book in the future rather than limited to however.
Though there were a lot of good ones before 2000. I agree.
I know, but
I agree with that one. That one's kind of a little too specific.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I got some better ones now. Okay. I said give me more questions but funnier. Because I'm like, these are weird. Okay.
Pump them out.
Yeah. Would you rather have to loudly narrate every book you read in a dramatic voice or have someone spoil every book's ending for you right before you finish it?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's hard.
That's so hard. I'm gonna have to say spoil.
Really?
Yes. Can you imagine having to narrate
I
everything you
totally
read?
can.
Everything you read.
That's when I'm only reading under 300 pages. Look, I have children. I have to read every
That's
book of
true.
theirs in dramatic
You're
voices
just used
already.
to it.
I have to do Bluey books every other night. Come on, Mika.
That's funny.
And my narration is terrible. Ooh, I think I would end up hurting someone if every time I'm about to finish a book, they spoil it. I'd probably hurt someone.
Yeah.
I'd be in jail. That ain't gonna happen. Would you rather be trapped in a cozy mystery but have to solve 100 minor crimes a day, or in a high-stakes thriller where everyone thinks you're the villain?
Ooh.
That's a hard one. 100 minor
That's
crimes.
a lot.
Can we do 10?
Yeah,
10
just
minor
10.
crimes? That's still a lot.
But am I actually the villain?
I don't know. I think of like the game Werewolf. Have you ever played that? Oh, it's so good. Everyone thinks you're the villain.
I'm going to have to say the cozy mystery.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think of like,
I don't like it when people don't like me.
it's also high stakes thriller. So
Yeah.
that freaks me out.
Yeah.
I think of cozy mystery as like the show Psych. Have you ever
Yeah,
seen-
yeah.
It's cozy to me.
Yeah.
A high stakes thriller, I'm out. Like, no, I don't.
That's like serial killer or something like that.
Yep.
No thanks.
This one's weird. Would you rather be cursed to read only books with the tiniest font imaginable, or books that randomly self-destruct after you finish them? That one's so weird.
I guess self-destruct so my eyes don't go bad.
But what if you get hurt in the self-destruct?
I know.
That one's a really weird one, ChatGPT. I don't know where you're going
Yeah,
with that one.
that's like way
Very
crazy.
specific.
Very, very specific.
Would you rather be forced to read only books with really bad love triangles, or books where the main character never learns a single lesson? I already know I'm going to go with really bad love triangles. I hate when there's no redeemable
Yeah.
quality in a... I mean, okay, they're not saying they're a bad person.
Right.
They're just saying the main character never learns a single lesson. No, I'm still going to go with the bad love triangle
Yeah.
because it's still going to
That's
get
okay.
good. Yeah.
We like toxic.
I do. I really do. Let's see. Would you rather swap places with the most annoying sidekick in a fantasy novel, or the blandest love interest in a rom-com? I'm gonna go annoying sidekick because I still get to be in a fantasy
exactly.
novel. That's still
Absolutely.
cool.
Sign me up.
I'm all about that. The blandest love interest in a rom-com. That's sad.
I
I don't
know.
want to be that person. Let's see. Would you rather be followed around by a narrator who dramatically describes your every move, bad metaphors included, or have every conversation you have written as cringy book dialogue? I don't like either of those options.
That sounds horrible either
Both of
way.
them sound like my worst nightmare.
Oh, goodness. I don't know.
I'm doing cringy book dialogue
Yeah.
and hoping that no one buys the book.
Yeah. We can bank on that.
I think of someone walking behind me with a tuba. I'm like, no.
Oh,
the
yeah.
wah, wah.
The mariachi
No.
band. Can't do that.
Yes.
No,
I'm like,
thank
don't
you.
come around me. No. Let's see. That's so dumb. Okay. Why would you rather every book you read have an unnecessary dance battle, or a random talking animal sidekick that only speaks in riddles?
In riddles?
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
That's cute.
I like that. That
don't
reminds
know.
me of Dobby. Yeah, I can't do the dance battle.
Unnecessary dance battles. I think of Tamlin dancing to the violin. The
Oh,
flute.
gross. I mean, you're so right, though.
Dance battle.
Like, that
to
was
dance
the,
off.
Yeah. Gosh.
That was terrible.
I would have to go furry sidekick.
Yeah. And unnecessary riddles. Maybe I'd learn.
Where
a
is
thing or
this
two.
robot coming up with this stuff?
I don't know. Like, why? Okay, what?
It just keeps getting weirder and
It's getting
weirder.
weirder. She's learning the wrong stuff. Would you rather have a magical bookshelf that refills with books, but they're all in a language you don't know? Okay. Or only be able to borrow books with weird food stains from the library? Oh, I actually hate that. I
We
don't know.
just talked about that. We know which one I'm okay with.
Oh, it's so gross. Oh, I mean, yeah, I'd rather have a book I can read. That one's dumb. Why do I want books I can't understand? I don't know.
Knowing you would learn the language, though, so that you could read your books.
Yeah.
If that's what you were limited to, I know for sure you would go and learn whatever language.
I would try. I would try. Okay, would you rather only be able to read books with excessive footnotes, or books where the author constantly interrupts the story to talk about their own life.
Oh, the footnotes.
Yeah, me
the
too.
Footnotes.
Me too. This one's okay. Chat GPT. This one is a terrible question because I already know what we're gonna pick. This one's dumb. Would you rather live in a fantasy world, but you're just the local baker, or in a sci-fi universe, but you're the one responsible for cleaning the spaceship?
The local baker.
Obviously.
Yeah.
In a fantasy world, I will
That
gladly.
sounds like my ideal life.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Is that a question? That's you. That's exactly.
A lowly baker. No,
gosh.
that's literally my dream. Please let us do
Right.
that. I'll do the cakes. You do the cookies.
I love that. This one's interesting. Would you rather only read books with absurdly long titles like The Extremely Complicated and Somewhat Bizarre Adventures of a Mildly Incompetent Hero in a World That Makes No Sense?
Well done.
Thank you. Or books with one-word titles that tell you nothing?
Ooh. I think long titles are endearing.
I love them.
Yeah, they're kind of quirky.
You know how many of my fan
Hermione?
fictions? My immediate thought went to Hermione, like
What is
Draco
this,
Malfoy.
Dratmobile?
Dematmobile, Draco Malfoy, and the mortifying ordeal of being in love. I'm also right now reading Love in the Time of the Zombie Apocalypse, which is really long. It's really good.
Is that Draco and Hermione in
Yeah.
a zombie apocalypse?
I hear judgment. Yes.
This is funny because when we were talking about what we're currently reading, that did not come up.
Because I'm sure the readers by now are so tired of me talking about fan
Is it
fiction.
good?
Yeah, it's good. I'm listening to an audio of it. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
Man, I need you to pick me out my next Hermione. I want to read Manacled this year. I'm just afraid.
Yeah, you need to be in a good headspace for that one.
Probably not with baby.
Probably not. Probably not, but it'll be a good one after.
Yeah.
Let's see. Would you rather have a character randomly scream your inner thoughts in public or have your life narrated by the most dramatic audiobook narrator of all time? Obviously, audiobook.
Yeah.
I do not need anyone screaming my inner thoughts.
Yeah, that would be bad for everybody.
No one wins in that scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like this. Would you rather only read books where the main character is named after you but is terrible? Or books where your least favorite celebrity is cast as a protagonist?
Oh,
That's tough.
I know. There's a lot of celebrities I hate.
Here's the thing. I feel like I've read very few a book where Jessica is a good person. So I'm used to it. Where they're like, oh, Jessica. I'm like, what's wrong with her?
Yeah.
Okay, she was the most common name in 1990. Sorry. I don't know. I'm trying to think who my least favorite celebrity is.
I would have to go like with a Kardashian or somebody like
Dang,
that, you know?
called out.
I mean,
Could you imagine Kim as
yeah,
Feyre?
that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I would take the bullet. I would here's
lady
me
is a
putting
bad-
on my golden cape right now. I would be a bad character just so
Yeah.
that my protagonist could be protected.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Jessica's just never a good person. I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
I've read some good Jessicas.
It just doesn't even roll off the tongue very well. Like,
Neither does Lainey.
hey, there goes Jessica. It even sounds
There's
harsh.
a ton of Jesses, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
That's
just
okay.
used to being a terrible name. Sorry, Mom. I love my name. I love it.
What's your middle name?
Danielle.
Danielle.
Or as my son says, Daniel, because he can't say the LLE.
Oh.
He can't. He goes, Jessica, Danielle. I'm like, oh, you're so cute, kid. Okay. What is this? Would you rather every book you read contain a super awkward romance subplot or be missing the last chapter? I don't know. Can the last chapter be the unnecessary epilogue?
Right, like the epilogue that we don't
They're
need.
just like, I don't need
That's
this.
like 5 years later.
Yes.
We're going to go with that, and then
Yeah,
I'm
we're
going to
gonna
choose
do
that.
No, I don't like that question. It says, would you rather only read books with super detailed descriptions of food, like pages of it, or books where no one ever eats or drinks anything?
It never eats or drinks,
I
yeah.
feel like half the books I read, they don't really eat or drink anything.
They
too.
don't need sustenance.
I don't know. Oh, I like it. Chat's like, would you like more unhinged ones? No, I like some
Unhinged.
hinged ones.
Get back to
I
the
like
hinge.
some that make sense. I don't even know. Yeah, those are the kind of ones that we went over with me and Jason was like, would you rather only read one good one a year or like
Yeah.
50 bad ones a year? Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like,
It's hard.
it is hard. I still go with 50 mediocre
If you
ones
could
a
only
year.
read one genre for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Romantasy.
Yeah.
If you could only do one trope for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Enemies to lovers.
Yeah, ETL.
Yep.
ETL. That's actually the name of the audiobooks. If you're ever wanting to do Dramini, but you don't feel, or fan fiction in general, but you don't want to read it, I follow this one called ETL Echo.
No way.
It's enemies to lovers.
No way.
ETL Echo, echoing tales of enemies to lovers.
I love that.
I know. Yeah, that's hands down going to be my favorite. If you could get rid of any trope, which one would you get rid of? From the existence of humankind.
I mean, like the pregnancy trope.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
Or like insta-lust.
I don't know. I'm thinking
Or
mine's...
insta-love, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking mine's starting to become third act breakup. I really am starting to hate that. Of like, you don't have to put an obstacle when they
Something
finally get
crazy.
together. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Yeah. So I think that's some of the ones that I would read.
Those are good questions, though, from ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Kind of got weird, but I'm here for it.
They said that. Would you rather only read... yeah, it's the same one we had. Would you rather read one author forever or never reread a favorite book again?
Never reread a favorite book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As much as I love Abby Jimenez.
You just have to savor it when you read it.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is probably good for us.
Probably. Will I do that? No.
Yeah.
No.
We will never
I
learn.
tell myself that every time I'm reading a book
I
that's like
know.
almost ACOTAR level. I'm like, I should probably slow down because I'm going to be sad. And I'm like, no, we're just going to keep powering through and just be emotionally damaged afterwards. But yeah, I think that was, I don't know.
That's fun, though.
Yeah. ChatGPT's a little unhinged. She's a little quirky.
Yeah.
If you think of any other ones, we could do this again.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, I'm not as creative
Or we'll
as
come up with our
unhinged.
own.
Yeah. Anyways, as usual, thank you for listening. If you have made it this far, we really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
We love it. We
Yep.
love to hear from y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, send your
Share.
friends, share.
All the things. Follow on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, TikTok.
Yep.
All the platforms.
All the platforms. We appreciate it.
Catch you
Until
next
next
time.
time.